Yo, what's going on? It's your man Jay Blaze, the Daddy Dialogue Podcast. Not even sure what episode this is. My man Bonsky, always with me. Alan, a.k.a. Alan.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what this is like, what, 23, 24? One of these numbers, right? We're not sure.
It's got to be 26.
Okay. It's the ones that we... Yeah, episode 26. Yo, we started a long time ago. Now we're at 26. And don't forget, I've said it, I'll say it again. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you follow us on Facebook. Just go look, the Daddy Dialogue Podcast. There you get exclusive stuff you can't find anywhere else. I'm talking about like behind the scenes, some of the episode snippets. We're gonna start getting real cool with it. I'm even thinking about putting like 1 minute devos in there. Some will be Alan, some will be me. We're really gonna go in. I'm excited about doing some stuff on there. Some stuff that's exclusive to them there, because that community is growing, and we know those people in there got our back.
Bro,
so.
we passed 100.
100. We passed 100. I don't know how many we at right now. I'm not really paying attention to that. I'm just trying to grow the community and put great content in there. That's
what
the
matters
part
the most.
that I am excited about. Let me put your mic up. I want to make sure I hear you clearly, because I know we've been going for a minute. First of all, man, I just want to say, man, you look ravishing. I like this hat.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I like the hat.
Yeah, well,
This
shout out
Jesus
to
Church. What is this that you wear this morning?
we want to consider it our sister church in Port Orange.
Okay.
So Pastor Chris, shout
Port
out to
Orange,
you,
that's
man.
Florida, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who's
Jesus
pastor?
Church. Chris Height.
Yo, shout out to Chris Height, Pastor
Yeah.
Chris Height.
My home is Discover Life Church. They need to up the game.
Oh.
Bring back the black on black, because you know your boy would have been on it.
You trying to tell him?
I'm saying it with love. I'm dying for that black on black. It was limited edition.
Black on black on black, black on black. I like it. I really like it. I really like it.
Thank you, sir.
It's clean. It's
Simple.
subtle, but it's in
Yeah.
your face.
Yeah.
It works, definitely. Shout out to the hat.
What's up?
And soon we got to get our own stuff. We're working on that
Yo,
right now.
we're
as we
working
speak.
on it. I see you doing moves, my G.
We're trying.
Yo.
So soon people
can't
will
believe
see,
it.
Yeah, they're gonna see some of the stuff that we got going on, and we're gonna be wearing some.
They're
of it.
gonna feel good wearing it, because it's not like Gildan type stuff, bro. Like, I see what you're doing.
I'm trying.
It's gonna be.
Let's give it time. Hey, so I just want to say thank you to everybody who responds to our videos, people who share it, people who comment on it. It is a blessing. We don't take it for granted.
Without
We're
a
extremely grateful. Everybody, even some of the old episodes, Organic Girly, some of the people that have just been a part of our podcast,
Yeah, bro.
and have shown tremendous amount. What's Eric Lopez? What's his name?
Oh, we're talking about Peter Lopez.
Peter Lopez. Shout out to Peter Lopez too,
Yeah,
man. He
for
be
sure.
showing
Can't
love.
wait to get him on, man.
Be showing. Yes, we got to do that. I'm waiting. I know the time God is gonna set it up.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it happen. It's gonna
No
be a dope
doubt, bro, no
situation.
doubt.
Listen, and so something that has become as we've become. I was thinking about this. You told me a while back. You were talking to me about. You use this term like we're professional failures.
Yeah,
and,
I love that you
forget
roll
it.
with
Never forget
That's
it.
dope.
It's always stuck to me.
Run it, because it stuck to me. Someone said it somewhere along the way, or I heard it somewhere.
It's
along
true.
The way.
It's true. It's true. We're evolving professional failures,
Yeah,
especially as dads. And so
Yeah.
some dads might feel butthurt about that. I'm just keeping it real. It is what it is. It's an ever evolving situation when it comes to fatherhood. Being that we're talking about something something that has become increasingly clear, especially for me in my relationship with my son, and I'm sure you with your daughters, is that the more present you are and the more communication you have with your kids, the closer you become to them. It happens all the time. If you're not spending quality time, it's like the Bible. It's like right now I'm feeling convicted myself. If you're not seeking the Father. Just like
20 days behind on the Bible in a year.
Oh my God!
But I'm still hearing it in audio.
Okay, so you're
I get
still
caught
making
up. What holds me back is the weekend.
Okay, that's what gets you tracked behind.
Yeah.
Because you're not okay.
Yeah. But it's
At least
all
you're
good.
doing it. At least
Yeah,
you're
I'm
doing
doing
it.
it.
God's
Still doing
grace covers all that. You're okay.
For sure.
And so since we're talking about that before we go into a time or something else, something that's really important.
You always take care of your boy, man. I just want to let you know I appreciate that.
I try.
I give it to you. This is what's going on. And then you say, it's okay. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Let's get back on track.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Yeah. People are going to be like, what are these guys talking about? So since the fact we're talking about being present for your child, and the fact that being more present for your child it sort of evolves into a situation where you become closer because you're spending more quality time with your child. But there's this term used like present, if you're present with your child, not on your phone, not on a device, that you're strictly close. There's a stigma that goes along with that, where you always have to be present. Like I've heard it before. You hear dads and moms and podcasts and different things, or even YouTube videos. Yeah, you got to be present. You got to be present. You got to be present with your child. Like it's a what's that word? It's like an impact word that people use. You're present. Be present. Yeah. Be present there with your kid. Make sure you're present. Make sure if he's doing his event, you're present. Like, and so we use it when many times we don't understand the real definition of it. And so it's become to my attention that, first of all, it is humanly impossible to be totally present with your child 24/7.
Yes.
It's just not real.
Yes.
It's in no world ever is it real. It's just not. You're human.
Yep.
Other than your child, you have to take care of bills. You have a job.
Exactly.
You have other responsibilities that happen. And so it's just not. And if you do that, if you do become a parent that is extremely just on top of your child, where you're trying to be there present for every single moment, something happens with that that's not good. And there's a cause and effect. And that cause and effect is if you're too glued to your child all the time and supposedly always present, then what happens is as your kid becomes so codependent on you. And so they don't grow up. They don't learn life lessons. They're not able to distinguish problem solving and saying, well, I'm going through this issue. How do I figure this out?
Right.
No, because mommy and daddy are always there. It's like I didn't have this problem. I don't have this problem. But some parents do. They spoil their child and they give them money for everything. Like they never learn how to earn money. And so if you're doing that when your kid is 5, 6, 7, 8, when they're 15 or 18, they don't know how to work. They don't want to go get a job. They're mommy and daddy going to cut me a check or drop something in my account or put it in my little green card that I have that has my little bank account in it. And so that's the problem with being extremely over present when it comes to your child.
Yeah.
But that doesn't give the excuse of you not being present when it's important. Yeah. And so I've been trying to, for a long time, and this is not my concept. I'm going to tell you where I learned this concept from. Still learning it, still applying it, still adapting it to my situation.
Okay.
And so I've learned the more I connect with Josiah, the more I learned, the more as time I spend with him at pivotal moments, the more I start to connect with my son Josiah.
For sure.
And so that's like anything. The more you do of it or you spend more time with it, the more connected you get, the more glued, the more you start to understand each other, the more you communicate, the more you start to trust. All these things happen.
Yep.
The problem is we're using that term so loosely where sometimes I'll give you an example of my own case of where I think I'm being present. Maybe you've done this, maybe you haven't, B.
Okay.
You can be honest, but I'll tell you mine.
We'll see, because I got something ready.
So you could tell me your version, but I'm going to tell you mine.
Okay.
So I thought being present with my child was this. Grab that device. What is that? Oh, that's a phone. Oh, that's the Wii or whatever that thing. You know, Nintendo Switch.
The Switch.
Oh, grab your Nintendo Switch. Stand right next to me. Boop. All right, we lay on the couch. I'm on my phone. You're on your device.
Yeah.
I'm being present with my child.
Yep.
We're not talking. We haven't looked at each other in the eye. He doesn't know what's going on in my life. I know nothing about what happened at school. And we get away with that. We tell ourselves in our brains as parents, I'm sure you're watching right now, you give your child a phone, but you feel this sense that all of a sudden you're present with them. Like, yes, they're 2 feet from me, 2 inches. So
you're deeply satisfying the desire of you wanting to leave them be so that you can continue to do what you want.
Exactly, brother. But it's under the umbrella of being present. You said you had in a scenario.
Well, it's guilty as charged on that, by the way. That's why I said it so well.
So you've done it,
but I think a
lot of people have.
What I do is we'll go out on daddy-daughter dates with the youngin.
Okay.
The older one's a little harder. But
Okay.
she's to the age now to where, like, I think
She's self-dependent. She's doing her own thing.
she's kind of doing her own thing now.
Got it.
And
Got
it's
it.
like,
So you have to be pivotal when the moments you are going to pick.
yeah. So
Got it.
she had a moment, though. She had a moment where we're like, yo, we haven't been together. We haven't done, like, as a family.
Wait, your daughter said this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
because she's starting to do worship with
Okay.
the squad, and she's learning, and
Oh,
she's
dope.
she's a leader, bro.
Oh, that's
But she's realizing, she's like, yo, it kind of feels distant. Like I feel like I haven't been around, And I was like, yo, so let's go in. So what do you want to do? So we do a board game. Board game Thursday. Because you saw my shoulders drop.
Yeah, wait. What board game was this?
She's laughing. She
What
knows.
board game was this?
Any board game. That's
Okay.
not
I
Monopoly.
like Monopoly. It just takes forever.
And bro,
But I love it, bro. Monopoly.
I wanted
we've
to
talked
die.
about this before.
I know.
Monopoly's amazing.
But we didn't want to play Monopoly.
No, what does she want?
They wanted to play catchphrase or whatever it was called. I forgot what it was called.
You did it though, like a good dad.
I did it miserably.
Oh, but you did it.
But I failed as a father on that.
Why? What did you do?
I was moping. I was angry.
Barking
I was,
the whole time.
Pero así no se hace. You know.
Oh, so you weren't. Did
like-
they get mad? Did she get
like,
mad?
let me and my teammate be. Why y'all laughing? Because I'm trying to show my 9-year-old how to. What was it? Catchphrase. It was that little flip thing with the phone.
His daughter is here, by
What
the
is
way.
that
That's
thing?
why.
What was that thing with the phone? Like you
Oh,
guess
that
the
you gotta
word.
like. Yeah, there's key words and you gotta.
I hate
What
it.
is it called?
Heads up.
Okay, yeah.
There
You
ain't no
hate it?
7-Up in it. I hate it.
You hate that? You hate that?
I hate anything that's not Monopoly. And hate is a strong word, and
gotta
I'm
do
using
better.
it.
You gotta
Game
do better.
boards are trash. Trouble, trash.
Oh my god.
Dominoes, not dominoes. Uno, trash. Because she wins all the time.
Trash.
So I started hating
trash.
it.
Everything is trash.
Yo, son.
Okay, so you failed.
So I failed, and
Did it like speed up the process of being done when having to do that?
no, I mean,
Because you
I
were
went
moping
through
and
the
barking?
I went through the grueling 3-4 hours. I think it was. I'm not sure, but I think I gotta learn that my daughter wanted that time,
Yeah.
regardless of what. And I ain't gonna lie, we played tossing burritos.
Tossing burritos.
Yeah, you gotta look that up.
What
It's
is
a
that?
board game. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It was good.
It was all right.
Low key fun. It was fun.
Low key. I was like still upset because of what I had to go through, but the last game, I was like,
It came
we'll
back.
do it again.
Okay.
But deep down inside, I was like, something about grabbing that burrito and slapping the person with it.
It worked.
Yeah, it's like a squishy burrito.
Oh, okay. I thought
What
it
is
was
called?
that
Throw burrito.
throw burrito. I've never heard that before.
It's weird, but
That's like a new thing.
I low key liked it.
All right, so but at least you recognized
I recognized it
in that moment
I recognized
that you weren't the proudest parent. You were
Yeah.
acting like a grump.
like a big grump, bro.
But at least I think there's still some value in that because you realized the mistake you made.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not gonna, there'll be other moments.
Yeah.
Just make sure you don't forget the next time.
You know what I feel like though?
Uh-huh.
If you give, and this is kind of segueing back a little bit to
Okay.
what you were talking about as far as spending time, too much time won't give them the opportunity to grow by seeing what you do.
You're 100% right.
Because then you have to continue to be their 9-year-old self. You have to channel in your inner kid
That's really
to
good.
be at their level. And then too much of that is like,
Yep.
okay,
There's
here's
like
the-
a balance, a perfect
Yeah.
balance that's hard to
yeah,
achieve sometimes.
that's something I wanted
and
to
you
add
got
too.
more than one child, so it's
Yeah, I
not
got
easy.
two.
I only have one, so it's easy for right now.
Yeah, for now.
But it's not. And so I did some homework, and I was like, I really would like to figure out a way or ways to not maneuver it, but understand how I could transition into being intentional about my time with my son
Oh yeah.
in this scenario. And so
Yeah.
I picked up. You can go do your homework on her. I think some of her methods are really good.
yeah.
Her name is Janet Lansbury.
Janet
And
Lansbury.
she has this method, and it helps you when you feel disconnected with your child.
Okay.
And you feel like overwhelmed.
Okay.
Like you're doing, like you feel like you are present, but there's just too many things going on.
I low key feel like they're my
I
safe
do.
haven. though.
Everybody. I think everybody does because they don't know when to pick the spot to be like, okay, this is a moment. And so I'm going to help you navigate that just a
Okay.
little bit. And so she has this theory, this thought. It's called, which I thought was interesting. I'm looking for it here. Give me a second.
When I meant by safe haven, I mean like they kind of bug me the least.
What you mean they
Like when you go to be with them,
Uh-huh.
rather than it being a burden, in
Okay.
a sense, it's kind of like taking me away from everything because their innocence is what keeps me.
glued, although
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Well, let me help you. So I found it. It's
Okay.
from Janet Lansbury. She has this concept. It's called full attention during caregiving times. What that, because that sounds like a real deep thing.
Yeah, that's
I'll
like
explain
whoa.
to you. So it's full attention during caregiving times. So what that really looks like is picking out important moments of your kid's life, moments during the day. So we're talking about when they wake up in the morning, when they're sitting down eating, when they're going to sleep. Let's
Okay.
just say those three things.
Okay.
There could be other moments, but let's just start there. And making sure that a couple of things are happening when you're engaging with them
Yeah.
you're making it intentional. Like, so example, because I like to give people like stuff they could be pliable to and be like, I could do that with my kid.
Yeah.
So what that would look like, you would stay away from your phone. You would look them in the eye when you're talking to them.
Yeah.
Let's say when they're waking up and you
Yeah.
have a conversation with them, they're getting dressed, whatever.
Okay.
Being present, totally focused on the child. And then no television or device that distracts you, period. Like not
Okay.
even around you.
Okay, that
Like
can be helpful.
nothing. So like you're glued all the time. Like you're focused. Like they know
Yeah.
they can look you in the eye and be like, my dad is not thinking about, because kids know.
Legit playing dolls with
Yeah.
nothing around.
Like they know, kids
Yeah.
know when they're looking you in the face. They're like, "Yo, this dude is just going through the motions with me.
Yeah.
He's not playing." My kid is
Right.
Josiah's
They
9. and
know
he-
when you're actually intrigued and wanting
Yeah,
to play,
like,
as dumb as it may seem.
Josiah is like when he looks, he could read, and I
Yeah.
know I read him like, "Hey, wake up,
Yeah,
wake up!
yeah,
Stop
yeah.
looking at me like you don't know what's going on in life.
Yeah.
Like wake up, boy."
There was a
And
time where she looked and she goes, I see that. I understand. But it's also already been an hour.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah, by now she's already realized.
She's like, we're good. I'm good.
it's
playing
been a long
dad.
time. She's sorry. You
We
can't.
were chilling.
Can't blame her. The girls.
Yeah, full
she-
engaged.
Yeah, she's done. And so you want to make sure during caregiving times that you have their full attention. And so I was like, all right, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Can we apply that? And what does that look like in real life when we say that? And so I applied some of it in my personal life. I want to say, before I begin, that it is not perfect. I am not perfect at it. I am not the best. I am not as consistent as I want to be. But I have noticed some changes since I started. And I'll explain to you what I do. So what I do, and for my schedule, because everybody's schedule is different. I think as you're looking at this as a parent, you can look at it and be like, all right, let me pick my spot of where it'll be best to at least start. Not that you're going to be perfect, but let me pick, is it in the morning? Is it at night? Is it when they come back from school and we have 5 minutes to talk together? Is it when they're having lunch? Whatever. Figure that part out.
Okay.
Every parent is different. And so with my son has been struggling a little bit with reading and comprehension at school. And so after talking to my wife, we're like, we got to figure something out where we do something together, but he reads, and I force him to read. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to use that, but I'm gonna correlate that into having a caregiving time where I'm helping him out in something, showing him love. We're having time to talk about life and learn about each other. And so I recently bought a book in a bookstore where it forces him to ask me questions. It has all these questions in there.
Oh.
And it forces him to ask me questions about me so he can learn more about me and we
that's
can engage
dope.
in conversation.
It reminds me of the book of Ryan from Royce the 5'9", when his father started asking him questions in a dream.
Oh, that's dope.
It's dope. It's cool.
That's
that
like a
you-
hip-hop version, right? I'm
Yeah,
guessing?
it's dope. It was
that's
dope.
sick. I didn't even know about that book.
The way he no, the book of Ryan.
Oh!
The song,
Got it.
the album by
Okay,
Royce the
okay.
5'9".
Okay.
There's something that in there that there's like a skit. that
Wait,
the
are you
son
talking about-
Talks about the
Wait.
ask questions about the dad.
Royce 5'9"?
Royce
He's talking about the
5'9".
song when he's talking about cocaine. His dad gets
That
Yo,
whole
song
album
is amazing. Son.
That album has
Yes.
that part in when the son starts
that his
asking
dad
questions.
gets freed from cocaine.
Yes.
Yes, that thing is crazy.
But then there's interludes in that too that talks about like
Yes, it's just amazing
It's
song,
just
bro.
crazy, like the bond.
we gotta that song is dope. There's a video to that.
Oh yeah.
I watched it.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you brought that. That's dope,
Yeah, it's
son.
a tearjerker.
Yes. And the
Yeah.
fact, like, how he talks about his dad at the end of the song.
In the middle.
Yes, you're killing
Yeah.
me. We gotta go back. That's
yeah.
we gotta talk about hip hop too.
Tearjerker.
It's just that's really powerful. So
But
what
yeah,
I did was
The
since
book
he's
you were talking about,
the
yeah.
the song
The book that your son is
we have the
is
they're
using.
right, thank you. We have the book that he asked me questions, but what we do first is sorry about that. What we do first is and what this looks like so I can paint a picture. We know he goes to sleep at 8. He goes to sleep at 8 every day.
Oh,
At
wow.
7.
How old is he?
He's 9. 7 o'clock, he is taking a shower. 7:30, he's out. He mingles, walks around, spends a lot of time eating crap,
Yeah.
saying he wants to drink water, do whatever. He does everything he can to
Buys it.
spend it to the end.
Yeah.
And then around 7:50, around there, he hits me up. We walk to his bedside. He pulls out a book that we read together. There's some prayer involved there at the end, right before
Nice.
he's going to go to bed. And so we this is we haven't even gotten to the reading part.
Okay.
So we read a book together, but the catch is I read a page, he reads a page. I read a page, so he has to read. And then at the
when
end,
you're reading, he's like,
yeah,
No?
no, not now because he knows he has to read right after me.
Oh,
so
okay,
he's
okay.
like, oh, where is it? Oh, and I'm next. So he's trying. He knows we're 2 feet from each other. I'm looking him dead in the face, like I'm reading and I'm there.
Yeah.
And so it forces him to be like engaged with me.
Okay.
And then as we're reading, okay, it's your turn. Boom, you
No
go.
technology, no nothing around.
Nothing, bro. There's no phone, nada. I have that thing away. And I actually, and we could talk about that later. Like I have my phone on quiet mode after 9. It's done, and I've just implemented it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you did it yesterday.
It's working really good for me.
Yeah.
It's great. And so we start like that. We go through a couple pages, and then the comprehension part is, all right, Papi, tell me about what we read. And he has to pay attention. That way, he's just not reading pages. Ooh. And he's like, well, we talked about, and he knows I'm coming.
Yeah.
So he's ready because he knows I'm going to expose him if he doesn't.
Yeah.
So that means you sat here, read a couple pages, and wasted my time.
Right.
So we do that. That's the reading comprehension. We engage. He has my full attention. He's learning. And then we pull out the book. I ask him, you pick the question. We engage in conversation. Then I say, you're okay, you're good. And then we have this saying that, I do every morning with my son, and sometimes at night we do. And I said, what are you going to handle? And he replies, we're going to handle our business. And so we say this every morning. I picked it up from KB because KB does something similar with his children.
That's
and so
awesome.
I'm like, yo, my son calls me every morning when I'm in treatment. Hey, what's up, Daddy? Papi, what are we going to do? We're going to handle our business. What does that mean? We're going to pay attention. We're going to do our work.
Yeah.
We're going to do our work. We're not going to focus
That's
on others.
awesome.
We're gonna focus. So we do all that. And then slowly we've been incorporating the worship part, the worship music. He has he has a Google
That thing,
Google thing where he talks to it.
He talks to
it. It controls his lights in the room, his
yep.
LEDs. It controls his music. He asks it questions. It helps him with homework. It does a lot for him, okay? And we realized, I had a conversation with him weeks ago. Like, man, when you're having issues, when you're feeling down, when these things are happening in your life, you're struggling and you feel bad, like, listen to worship music, son. It helps you, encourages you, it makes you understand who Jesus is in your life. And one day we finished a little session at night, the little time with him. And he just he turns around, puts his covers on. Hey, Google, put worship music. I almost dropped a tear because I was like, what?
Yeah,
Like,
because I remember the
Yes.
Dunamis conversation y'all had.
And even now,
It's a breakthrough.
yes, man, slowly. I'm not pushing it. I'm not coming
hear
down
you.
his chest or like,
Yes.
you got to put,
Right.
No, I don't. I've been better at making the, shout out to Dunamis, man. That episode was really
was
well
dope.
received. And
Too short.
And we have to go into it more with him again. We'll bring him in. It'll be me, all three of us going in. I think it'll be a great show. And so like, having him talk, it made me have to rewire some stuff, to adjust. Like we're in the car, I make sure I'm playing the right kind of music.
Right, yeah,
Like
I remember you saying
I'm
that.
setting that situation up a little better.
Yeah.
And so it's helped at home too. Even my wife is on me like, yo, what was that playing? Get that off. And so like we're making a constant effort. It's not easy. Sometimes I forget, but I always remember. I feel conviction like, let me get this.
Yeah.
My son is really listening. And so when I saw that, it was like a breath of fresh air, bro. Like I felt like, oh my God, God, you're good. This is just something small, but I'm excited for just
I
a
hear
small
you, bro.
little bit of
It's
it.
refreshing.
Yeah, and so I know it's real because now, so my son has this mania, this habit. When he goes to take a shower, we have a Bluetooth speaker,
Yes.
and so he connects his phone
I love it.
to hear.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing other songs that he plays from video games, but I'm hearing worship music too. He puts it in there. And I'm like, wow, that's a messed up mix, but okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll take it for
right?
what it is. Like, I can't really
my
complain.
mix is crazy too. So yeah,
Like,
shout
why-
out to him.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so, like, it's been a process.
Yeah.
But I want to tell people that are watching that it's not this perfect key or perfect thing that we do where I feel like every moment that we get to be present and like look for that caregiving moment to be with our kids, be that they wake up or go to sleep, like it just starts to add up. Like,
Guess what that is?
and so like how you even how you eat, because I'm not even thinking about me, I'm thinking about you. Like some of the stuff you've done, although you've probably never thought, and I know there's parents watching that are probably feeling not sufficient enough when they're with their children. Like they feel I'm not reaching that standard I should be getting to. But I want to tell you that if you start to add them up, those moments, they start to add up.
Listen.
and that it gets ingrained in your child's life. And so like,
Yes.
even when your daughter said, "Yo, daddy, let's," we haven't
X, Y, and
connected,
Z.
we haven't,
Right.
And although you told me, well, I think I did horrible, but trust me, there's some good in that still. And so she took some of that still. Like, you may
Yeah.
look at it from a dad standpoint and be like,
Right.
man, I was just a total jerk
Yeah,
when I was with her.
Yeah.
She probably left with a totally different concept. Oh, my dad went through it, although he was acting like a punk, but the
I
dude,
like to hope so.
yeah, but he still fought it through with me.
But you know what? That wraps all around. Everything you said there for the past, I think, a minute and 15 seconds. Guess what? The nudge is enough.
You're right.
That nudge we were talking about.
That's right. That's right. From the first episode,
crazy, bro.
That-
All that accumulates into
it comes
what's
together.
going on now.
And you're seeing fruits of it because your
Yeah.
daughter's doing like that. And I
Exactly,
continue to
bro.
pray that my son,
We feel refreshed when this girl goes in the shower to take a shower and there's worship music playing because she's learning what it sounds like, how to be to go under the I'm drawing a blank, when you go under the tone, so you could learn how to
She's
be
gauging.
she's starting to engage and learn.
she cares. It's
So
important.
while she's doing that,
He's
we're-
passionate
We're
about it.
receiving a breath of fresh
Come
air, to know
on,
that there's
son.
worship happening.
That's amazing. I
Without
think-
our being.
And to me, like, there is no greater joy than seeing something God gave you being. There's nothing more stronger than seeing with your two eyes something God gave you as a seed that really benefited and changed your life. You start to see it grow in your
It
child.
fell in good soil.
Like that's exactly.
It wasn't like we were cramming it through a rock, expecting it
like
to just.
it naturally, organically, like
Yeah.
Organic Girly said,
Yeah.
it organically grew.
Yes.
And to me, there is just no greater joy. There's
Yeah,
no money amount. There's no mo.
Nope.
And so, like, even when I hear you talk about that, I can see the passion in your eyes to see,
Yeah,
wow,
bro,
God is just,
yeah.
it's like we go through our lives with parenthood,
Yeah.
and there's like this checklist of things. God, if I could see my kid do this or do that.
Bro, the first one was her getting in the state. We went to a local boxing match.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I'll get you anything you want at Toys R Us if you used to get in the middle of that ring and start dancing. I don't care what you got to do, just do it. Because I wanted her to see
and
what
she
she would
did it.
do. She goes and does it. She asked for permission. Bro, no one cared, but she was sitting there doing this.
And she made you happy.
And but then I thought that was like the
It was
pivotal
an
moment for
audience
me
of one, and that's all she needed.
until I saw her worshiping for the youth. And my tears of joy just like ran down, bro.
Yeah, you can't.
Come on, man.
That's.
I think that takes it over because
That's
that's
it.
organically grown right then
And to be honest, moments like that are cemented in their lives because they remember it when they're older. And
Yeah.
I want to say this to parents, like, we're not saying, because there's a misconception here sometimes people get with these conversations.
Uh-huh.
They feel like our kids are going to be perfect. Your kid is not.
Heck
He's going to
no.
go listen to. They're going to go listen to Jake, and they're going to go listen to, Chris Brown, whoever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm being honest because we have these. This platform is to be honest.
Yes.
They're listening
Yes.
to. I had some kids, some family members in my car recently, and my son was in the car, and they were listening to this new dude who's viral. His name is Jake. And actually, he has some pretty dope records. I'm not gonna
Bro, she
front.
be putting on my oldest. Be
No,
putting
and I'm
me
not gonna
onto
lie.
some
Like I was
fire
listening, it was like
joints.
a love song, and I was like,
Yeah.
kids are loving this stuff. Some of it is almost depressing.
What
But
is it? Yes.
I was like, and it's just like some kid with a guitar. It's not even that deep, but they would love it. Like I thought they were
Yeah.
listening to some, and
It's
Jake
like
is
kind
like
of
this.
diving back into the 60s,
Yeah,
70s doo-wops.
And so like I just embrace that, but I also embrace that if they're being influenced, they're listening to some of that stuff. I'm gonna make sure they
Right.
understand the other side and say they see
Exactly.
the difference. And so
Exactly.
I'm not perfect in that. I just want to make sure I say that.
Me
But
either.
and we're not gonna be able to control every single thing our kid does. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, me
you
either.
can you can homeschool them. You can do everything you want. They're gonna be exposed to other stuff there. And I tell my son, and I'm done from my end from this. I've told this to my son even more frequently now. Son, I'm going to show you the way. I am going to open that avenue for you. I'm going to open the door. I'm going to show you what Jesus says and what he did and what I've learned from it and how I've stepped through it and battled some of this stuff. But son, the great thing about this is that you have a choice. Although you listen to all these
Yes.
things,
Come on, man.
you have a choice. And
Come
so
on.
we showed you the option. At the end of the day, you could sit here and smile to my face, yes, daddy.
Yep.
But if you don't make the choice, that's you, son.
And then when they see the outcome of what they choose, it's much greater than us just telling them.
Yep, 100%. And so, like, I rest my case. I feel like there's a sense of peace when I tell my son that. So I tell him all the time, son, I'm not here to scare you or to put fear into you. Son, I'm here to show you options.
Yes.
I have to show you, I can say all this stuff, but here's my life as a reflection of what God has done. And so that's the best example I could show. I could talk to you to death and sound like this. And, if I don't show you by example, then it can't connect to the things I'm saying to change in your own personal life. And so that's what I can do. Make sure as a parent, you're not just barking orders, but you're showing an example of what Jesus has done with you. And that looks different for everybody. I'm not saying you're going to put on a tie and be the super Christian. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying God has molded you differently, and you're unique in that approach. Make sure your kids see that real version of you. Not this over Christianese and you act and speak a different way. Like when you're around church people, know that you're this believer, that you make mistakes, and trust me, they'll respect that more and they'll follow you like that.
Absolutely.
Before they're like, no, my dad speaks different on Sunday when we get around church people.
Exactly.
Son, that's been done
my
already.
daughter, my youngest, she has no filter. She sold me out in front of my pastors before. We're sitting at Long Doggers and they're like, oh, you know, we got to watch our language. And oh, yeah, for sure. Daddy, you don't be watching your language.
That's the kind of people
and
I
I'm
need.
like,
To
my
me,
girl, they all crack up.
That's what you need. Because they're going to know. They're going to look at you and be like, what are you doing? Like, you acting real different right now. Who is this person? Like, you out of character.
Exactly.
And so I don't want to do that.
Can't
and
build a phony.
I tell my son, this is me, son. I'm like this. You may be different and unique in your own way. But, son, at the end of the day, my friend, you have a choice, son. You have a choice. And all I can do is pray and believe in the God I believe in to say, my son we have set the foundation. And the rest you do, God.
And not saying hopefully, maybe. It's saying when.
When.
So
okay, great. I'm with you.
And then when or you're going to.
Yes. Come on now.
Not this maybe, not this perhaps if.
Because then there's doubt.
I'm telling them now, listen, like I work for someone and I'm trying to work for myself. You got to be better than me. I'm telling them that now. You
got to be better.
Got to.
Yo, on that note, I'm out of here. I think this is great. Bro. We touched everything we needed to touch. And I can't wait for some of these people to hear this impactful stories of not just my son, but your daughter. And thank you for them being here today. They literally chilled with us the whole time, bro.
Straight up, bro. I love
how
it.
they did it. It's like real family situations.
I owe them.
Yo, we're out of here. Remember to go follow us on Facebook, the Daddy Dialogue Podcast. Hasta luego, los quiero amigos, y Dios los bendiga.
Peace.